Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Hey, happy day. Let's talk about how to make sure you dodge a bullet every single time when you're supersizing and growing your business. How is that even possible? Well, the expression dodge a bullet came from World War I, when the soldiers would have discussions and talk about the bullets whizzing by them that they would quickly get out of the way of and that had missed them. Now, of course, the only people talking about dodging the bullets were the people that actually got missed by the bullets. The people that got hit weren't talking about that, but the expression dodged a bullet became popular at that time. So it's a relatively new expression, but it's really, really popular. I mean, I've had tons of experiences in my life where I have felt like I've dodged a bullet. I have also gotten hit by a couple of bullets, which I'll talk about in a minute, but there's a surefire way to guarantee, I'm going to say guarantee, and I know that's really strong, but to guarantee that you will dodge a bullet each and every time. Do you want to know what that is? I'll share that after I give some examples. Dodging a bullet means, of course, escaping a close call, a near miss. In safety in corporate America, we talked about near miss safety incidents or injuries that could have happened but didn't. We would call them a near miss. That would be a good example of dodging a bullet. Have you ever dodged a bullet? Have you ever not gotten into a school or not gotten a job that you wanted, only to find out that there was some really good, compelling reason that it was best that you didn't get into that school or you didn't get that job? When I was going to college, I wanted to go to, I don't even remember what college it was. I only applied for a couple. And I didn't get into one, which I was shocked and saddened about. But it turns out that my best friend, our senior year, got into a rollover car accident and broke her back. And so when it came time, I needed somebody to go along with her. So I went with her to a college that we both got into. We both went to Marquette. And I was super glad. Now, I was disappointed that I hadn't gotten into my first choice Ivy League school that I wanted to, but I also was glad that I had gotten into Marquette and that we had both applied and gotten into Marquette so that I could go and I could help her out for a couple of years. So that would be an example of that. Have you ever not gotten a promotion only to find out that there was a good reason for that? Maybe the boss was a schmuck or something that you would have had to work for. You would have had to move across country, or for some reason it would have been a bad move for you. Have you ever not dated someone and found out that they were really a jerk? Have you ever not married somebody and found out that they were really a jerk? Have you ever driven home a different way, taken a different route home? Something just says, hey, stop by the store or before you go home, or do this. Well, that happened to me. I went home a different way, and the bridge that I normally drive over collapsed and killed a bunch of people. That happened a few years ago. Have you ever not made an airplane only to find out that there was something wrong with that airplane, or that that airplane crashed or something? Have you ever not gone on a trip somewhere and then it turns out that they had like bad weather, like a tornado or a hurricane or something? I've had that happen to me as well. So almost all of us can think back. We can look back through our life and our experiences, and we can see situations where we dodged a bullet, where we had a near miss or a close call. I think of the movie The Matrix whenever I hear dodged a bullet, because that is probably the clearest example of visually showing us how to bend and dodge a bullet, how to not get hit by a bullet. Love those movies. I think maybe for the message more than for the actual quality of the movies. So who wants to know how to guarantee that you can dodge a bullet every time? I'm sure everyone's clamoring yes. There is a surefire way. Of course, whenever we're looking at any decision or any situation, we want to do our homework. We want to do some research. Before you date that person, Google them, go online, check them out, find out what and who you're dealing with. And if there's no information, say no. If there's anything, and this is where the secret comes in, always, after doing your homework, after doing some research, check in with your intuition. Do a gut check. Do a feelings or a vibes or an energy or whatever you call it, intuition check. I'll tell you why. Every single time I have had one of those intuitive feelings that I let my mind and my logic and the evidence override, for me, it has led to something very bad, almost totally disastrous, but pretty bad and disastrous happening in my life. I've had that intuition hit, and it's different for each of us, but you clearly know that there's something that's telling you, whether it's God or angels or the universe or whatever, there is some bigger force at play in the world that lets us know when something is off, when something feels off or gives you a weird feeling in any way, shape, or form. Either do a whole lot more homework before you say yes to it, or say no. If you have to make a quick decision, say no. A confused mind says no for a reason. It's telling us that the thing that we're looking at isn't right for us, at least not right now at this time in the way it's being presented to us. It doesn't mean it won't be right for us in 5 minutes or in 5 hours or in 5 weeks or 5 years, but it's not right for us personally right this very minute. And whenever we honor and listen to our intuition, it will never lead us astray. Now, if you've never listened to your intuition before, and if there's, if you're a man, you may not have. We women, I think, are a little bit more tapped into that. You might have to figure out how it works for you. For me, it might be a feeling in my stomach. It might be a nudging feeling in my head. I might get a little buzzing in the back of my neck or a tingling in my shoulders. It's different every time, and it's different depending on the situation. But I now learn and have learned to honor that, because when I didn't listen to it, I ended up divorced. I ended up in a super bad, disastrous business situation when my intuition said don't do it, but all of the emotional reasons and all of the other reasons and the on paper reasons said yes, do it, but my intuition said no. I ended up in a super duper bad, disastrous business situation that I still am dealing with some of the ramifications of. That's how crazy that was. And the other time I didn't listen to my intuition, I actually ended up having a sudden cardiac arrest and dying. So those are just the 3 big ones that I can think of right now. But I'm sure if I were to spend some time thinking about my intuition and near misses and close calls, I could probably come up with a list, just like any one of us, of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of things and here's the trick about it. We don't even know a lot of times the things that we avoided because we made a certain decision. I think this reminds me of the movie The Butterfly Effect, where everything we do impacts everything else. I mean, that's kind of a woo-woo thought for the day, but the whole point is, if you want to make sure that you dodge a bullet every single time as you're growing and building your business, and for other areas of your life as well, just check in with your intuition. As a final check, always check in with your intuition. And if anything is off, or feels off, or looks off, or seems off, say no right now. You can always say no and make a different decision later, but it buys you time to actually do the research you need to do and find out what you need in order to make the best decisions and the right decisions for you. That's it. Dodge a bullet today. If I can help you in any way, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? We're going through 10 idioms that mean problems or difficulties or challenges, since I'm doing a challenge, 10-day challenge right now. I thought it would be fun to look into challenge idioms or difficulty idioms. That's it. Have an awesome day. Catch you tomorrow.